Welcome to the AMEB Grade 1 Theory course. Today we'll be looking at Lesson 3, Note Naming. Musical notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Once we reach G, we start again with A and keep going. So how does this translate into musical notation? We need to start with a note called middle C, which in the treble clef looks like this. The next note going up is a D. And then, if we continue up to A, some observations. The note E is on a line. The note head is cut in half by the line. The note head for F is in the first space. The next note G, like E, is on the second line. The next note A is in the second space. As notes go up, they alternate between the line and the space. If we continue on after making our way up to the next A, this is what we get. Note that the stem has changed direction after A. Instead of going up, it now goes down. On the third line, the stem can go up or down, but once we start going higher than the third line, then the stem must go down. What has happened after we've gone above G? The note A above the stave has a line through it, just like the middle C did below the stave. This line is called a ledger line and is used for notes above and below the stave. It's almost as if the stave is continuing. Let's continue going up until we've reached 2 ledger lines above the stave. With no extra stave lines, the pattern we follow above the stave is ledger line through the note head on top of the ledger line, and once we've done this, we introduce a new ledger line and repeat the process. The ledger lines are equidistant from the stave. Again, it almost looks like the stave is continuing. Let's have a look at how this works below the stave. Starting at middle C, let's go down 2 ledger lines below the stave. Remember, once we get to A, since we're going backwards, the next note will be G. So we've now learnt all the notes in the treble stave from G below the stave to D above the stave. When considering the notes in the stave, there are a couple of easy ways to remember what the note names are. Let's split the notes on the lines and the notes in the spaces. The letter names of the notes on the lines are E, G, B, D and F. A convenient way of remembering these is to make a saying for these letters. There are quite a few of these. Some of the best known are: every good boy deserves fruit, every good boy deserves football, every good burger deserves fries, elephants get big dirty feet. The notes in the spaces spell a word: face. Now let's look at how the notes are named in the bass clef. Middle C is the only note that is drawn the same way in both the treble and bass clefs, although in the bass clef, the stem goes down. Now let's work backwards in the bass clef, going down note by note to the last line. If we compare this sequence of notes with the treble clef, what we observe is that the note names seem to be 3 notes lower in the bass. For example, the first line in the bass is G. In the treble, G is on the second line. The notes on the lines are G, B, D, F and A. The notes in the spaces are A, C, E and G. Some well-known sayings associated with these notes are: good boys deserve fruit always, great big dogs fight armadillos, good burritos don't fall apart. And for the notes in the spaces, all cows eat grass. Just like the treble stave, we can use ledger lines to go both higher and lower. We hope you enjoyed the lesson on note naming. Feel free to rewatch the video as many times as you need, and don't forget to complete the practice tests for this lesson.